Tomorrow will be better. A boy drives a wheel of diameter 49 cm over a total distance of 924 cm. Find the number of times the wheel turns. Dear friends, let's picture what's happening. If we consider this to be a wheel, though not drawn to scale, and then this is point A of that wheel. Every time that this wheel completes a full turn, which means point A goes up and then comes back to point A, that wheel would have covered a certain ground distance. This ground distance is exactly equal to the length around this wheel. And this length around this wheel is what we call the circumference of the wheel. So how do we proceed knowing this? Follow me, dear friends. Solution. So the first step here is to find this distance around the wheel, which we call the circumference of the wheel. So the circumference of the wheel, which is given by 2 pi, radius will be given by, now we have the diameter, but we don't have the radius. Of course, radius will be diameter divided by 2. So we have 2 from here times pi, which is 22 on 7. This is a constant. You just have to master this. Times now the radius, which is the diameter divided by 2. And if you do it correctly, you should have 154 cm. What this means is every time that this boy drives this wheel for one complete turn on the ground, this wheel covers a ground distance of 154 cm. Now the new question will boil down to this. How many of these ground distances covered by one turn of the wheel can we make from this total length here? And that's a big question. So to answer this question, we will say number of turns will be equal to total length or total distance covered, total distance divided by the distance of one turn. Distance of one turn. This is how to get the number of turns that this wheel has to make to cover this distance. And if you do it well, we should be 924 divided by 154 cm. And the correct answer here is 6 turns. In other words, the wheel has to turn 6 times completely in order to cover a total length of 924 cm. Tomorrow will be better.